Hey guys, Jessica here. So today we're going to be talking about the difference between the Baby Buddha version 1 and the Baby Buddha version 2. So as you can see, these pumps look exactly the same, but there is actually a difference. So the way that you can tell the difference is you're going to turn them on and you're going to use your roller ball to go all the way up in your stimulation settings. And as you can see, version 2 has 6 levels of stimulation. Version 1 only has 5. So the differences between these two pumps goes past just having one extra setting. Version 2 is actually designed to be more gentle and to be usable by a wider number of people than version 1 was. Version 2 is still a very powerful, very portable, pump that's really doing well for a lot of people. So let's take a look at what the differences are between these two pumps. Okay, so in version 1, we have 5 levels of stimulation going from 60 to 290 mmHg. In version 2, on stimulation, we have 6 levels and we go from 60 to 270 mmHg. So we do have a reduction in top strength. Stimulation has the same pattern of two-phase, biphasic, combined stimulation. It's going by a lot of different names, and it is an increasingly popular stimulation mode. Baby Buddha is one of the originals on the market that had this. It combines short, quick, low suction pulls with a longer, stronger intermittent pull. So on version 1, that long pull is 290 mmHg with the standard Baby Buddha parts. On version 2, it only goes to 270. So that reduction is really, really nice. On expression, we have very basic up and down suction. It's nothing out of the ordinary. We've got suction going from 250 to 340 on version 1, and on version 2, we go from 120 to 320 mmHg. So on version 2, I think a lot of people are seeing that 120 number and going, I don't know, that doesn't sound very strong. Most people are actually pumping between 150 and 200 mmHg for most pumps. So 120 gives us access to lower suction, which helps if you're one of those people that finds when you first start a pump, those initial pulls are kind of painful. If you have an issue until your nipple stretches and warms up, you don't want to turn a pump on and go to 270 mmHg in the first couple seconds. That's just really painful. So this allows you to go straight to expression and to allow the nipple to warm up. It also means if you have more sensitive nipples, maybe you've gotten some nipple damage, we have access to lower suction, which we didn't have on the Baby Buddha previously. So that is really exciting. So let's take a look at the actual settings so you can get an idea for the fact that this pump is still really strong. Okay, so version 1 and version 2, you're running very similar cycle speeds. On stimulation, the big difference is that the long pull is not quite as strong and the short pull is a little bit stronger on most settings, which means the difference between the short pull and the long pull, or the pull differential, is less, and a less dramatic pull differential is better for nipple comfort. And given that your letdown reflex is how milk is transferred with a pump, pain inhibits the letdown reflex. So if that pull is painful for you, it's actually inhibiting the letdown of the milk. So this is fantastic that we have settings that are now reducing the discomfort that some people were reporting. A lot of people did not find discomfort with version 1, and that's fantastic. On expression mode, again, we just have access to a wider variety of suction levels. So we can go as low as 120 all the way up to 320. That is a lot of suction options. Everybody is going to be pretty much able to find a suction level that's going to be comfortable for them. So one of the things I do want to note is the difference between version 1 and version 2. Both of these pumps are very, very easy to have. The pump uses, a universal tubing size with adapters that are really easy to pull on and off and to use alternative parts with it. The Baby Buddha is not typically a pump that people start with. It's typically a portable pump that people buy after they've learned that, they do need to pump, but what they really want is something that they can take with them. This pump is so small and so portable. I have it on a little wrist lanyard. You can put it on a lanyard around your neck. It does come with one. You can also get carriers off of Etsy that are 3D printed that you can slide it into and clip it to. Some people actually put those big black cell phone clips on the back of their pump and then they can clip it to their clothes. You can carry it in like the Mimi and Pal Harper bag like this. It just slips right down in here, and this acts as a very classy and handy fanny pack. There is no shortage of ways to make the Baby Buddha work for you, and version 2 keeps that. The difference is that we are seeing that hacks that worked really well with version 1 may not be working as well with version 2, and vice versa. Hacks that did not work with version 1 are working really well with version 2. So what I encourage you is to know that version 2 is more gentle, but be very careful because these are both the Baby Buddha pump. So a lot of what you're going to read on social media and in different pumping forums is going to talk about the hack that worked for that mom with the Baby Buddha pump. There is no guarantee that if that hack worked for that mom with version 1, that it would even be a suitable option for version 2. So do be on the lookout. We're going to post a lot of information about the different hacks and how they're working with version 1 versus version 2 so that you can look at the pump that you have and choose the hack that is right for you to meet your pumping goals. That ultimate customization with the Baby Buddha is one of my favorite features, and I'm really glad that version 2 is keeping that. And I think it's going to actually be a lot easier to work with because it's going to be lower suction, less of that painful long pull that people were worried about. So if you tried version 1 and you didn't love it, but you wish you had been able to find a pump this portable, I recommend give version 2 a try. Version 2 is completely different. I could pump with version 1. It was never my favorite pump. I actually really like version 2. I find it to be very comfortable, and I've really enjoyed pumping with it these last couple of months. So that is the difference between version 1 and version 2. And if you have any questions, please just drop a question below in the comments.